going on, y'all? Wednesday, 3 by Face 5. Okay, so we got some face pulls, we got some bench dips, and then we have our overhead press variation or handstand push-ups. So let's go over all this good stuff. So your face pulls, we're going to show you 3 different options here. Jamie and Ronnie are going to do this one at the same time. Ronnie has blast straps. Let's scoot over. And Jamie has the band. Okay, so watch their hand position. They're going to turn their hands so the thumbs are pointing down to the ground and their palms are out. So their hands kind of upside down. And then they are pulling their elbows up to the sky and hands to the sides of the head, okay, or towards the face pull. Okay, now you want your elbows pointing at an upward angle. All right, this should be not a shoulder blade move. We're not squeezing the shoulder blades like a row. We're just using the shoulders. Okay, rear delts. 20 of those. If you got dumbbells, do the same thing, but you got to hinge over. So we're going to hinge over with a nice straight back. Pull those abs in for support. Flip the hands over, and then do your face pull that way. Okay. So we're going to go 20 reps, and then we're on to our bench dips. So very simple. Grab something. Grab a stool. Grab a bench. Whatever you got. Chair. Put your hands next to your hips. Push yourself up. Okay. Like push the bench down so it lifts you up and unshrugs your shoulders. So let's see the contrast shrug. Okay, we're not sinking into it in a shrug. So sometimes it helps to do that and then press out of that. Okay, that's your starting position. Now, he's going to try to keep his body right in front of that bench. So in order to go down without going forward, he needs to push his elbows backwards away from him, and that lowers him, and then he locks his elbows out to press up. Okay, so he's thinking about doing this with his elbow. It's all about the elbow movement. That way his body doesn't have to move back and forth. Okay, puts a lot of strain on your shoulder. All right, so you got 10 bench dips, working on tricep flexion and a nice stretch in the shoulder here, okay? Now let's go over your main movement. We got overhead presses. So Jamie's gonna show you a couple band versions. She'll show you standing and sitting. And Ronnie's gonna show you overhead presses and handstand push-ups. So arm position. When you grab these weights, you do not wanna be elbows straight out to the side. You will put impingement in the back of your shoulder here. So you're gonna lock those lats and serratus muscles down. Basically, you're gonna point your armpits forward, okay? Armpits point this way. All right, and that means that these stabilizers are engaged. Now we are pressing back towards the ear line or the midline, and then everything comes back to that forward in front of the body. Okay, so your arms and shoulders are, so your arms are in front of the shoulders at the bottom of the press, and then you press backward at an angle, so you're stacked over the shoulder at the top. Got the abs tight, got the glutes tight. Okay, so Jamie showed a standing version. She's not going to show the seated version, while Ronnie shows handstand push-ups. Okay, so the only difference on the seated is you're going to sit on it. Everything is the same. Okay, you have no glute activation on the seated version because you're sitting on your butt, so focus on strong abs. Now this handstand push-up here, notice the angle of his movement. At the bottom of the movement, his head shifts forward and contacts the floor by the fingertips, and as he presses back and up, his head shifts back towards the heels of his hands, okay? That's very important, okay? If you're not angling forward, then you're winging the elbows like this, okay? Now, if you want to make that harder, that was a pipe push-up that Ronnie showed. If you want to make it harder, you start elevating your feet higher and higher and higher, okay? Eventually, you're up on the wall doing full handstands. All right, so that's your 3 build-up exercises, all right? You're gonna choose your reps. If you're going for strength, choose 3s. If you're going for muscle, choose 8s. If you want muscular endurance, choose 12s. If you're stuck on those or can't decide, choose a drop set, 12, 10, 8, 5, okay? This build-up circuit, as always, 50% on the first round, and you're gonna build up to 80% on the 4th round. Now, we are into the top set circuit. You have 1 set, remember 1 set of each of your top sets, and they're all separated by a conditioning period. So we're not doing it in 1 3-round circuit anymore. But your first round, you have your overhead presses at 90%, and then we have, we're at alternating hammer curls. So Jamie's got band, Ronnie's got dumbbells. Hammer curl is neutral grip. So palms of the hands facing in towards each other. They're going to curl up, and we are alternating, okay? So I have them switching at the top. If that becomes too hard, don't switch to the top, switch to the bottom. Or Ronnie is just switching, all right? Both arms are moving at all times, okay? Jamie is actually completing 1 rep before she does the other. They're both good, okay? Whichever one gives you that better bicep burn. All right, the key though is not to get the elbow as high as you can or the hand as high as you can. The key is to keep the elbow down and squeeze the forearm into the bicep. So this is the top of your movement, not this, okay? So you have as many of those as you can till the whistle blows after your main exercise, right? After your 90% overhead press set. All right, so 3 minutes, that round's done. Now we're on to our conditioner. So this conditioner is overhead tricep extension here. Jamie's got a band to do it. She's gonna step on it and step through. Bring it up and over. Okay, elbows pointing up towards the ceiling. We're going into almost lockout. Not full lockout. Full lockout, sometimes hard on the shoulder. You don't need full lockout, you need 95% lockout. So get pretty straight, but don't, okay? Especially if you have shoulder pain. Now on this one, let your elbows go wherever they're comfortable, but the closer they are to the head, or the more they're pointing forward, the better. Do that to the best of your comfort, if you will. All right, so after 10 overhead tricep extensions, we're going to goblet curls. So take that same weight, flip it over, holding your hand like you're holding a goblet, and we're gonna curl. Okay, I like to let my wrists flex to this angle. It lets me squeeze my biceps harder without overusing my forearms. Jamie's got the same thing going on, pretending like she's holding a goblet, but doing the band, okay? All right, so we got 10 of those. Now we're doing a bear hug Russian twist. So Jamie will hook her band up on the bottom pin. Ronnie will grab a med ball. I'm gonna have him show you the dumbbell too in a minute. So Jamie's gonna grab that weight and just kind of pull it tight to her body. She can cross her arms if she wants. Okay, Ronnie's bear hugging that thing, and we are rotating side to side. Okay, so we got 10 of these, 5 per side. Now this is a 5-minute AMRAP. So if you want to adjust the reps a little bit, do 15 or 20, that's fine. Just know you got to do as many rounds of this as you can in 5 minutes. Okay, you're doing it. All right. Okay, so 5 minutes done. Now we are. Oh, yeah, Ronnie here showed the dumbbell. Yep. I like the crisscross. Yeah, crisscrossing like this. They hold the dumbbell.
Oh, like a front squat.
Kind of. Yeah, something like that. Okay, so that's a good bear hug setup with the dumbbell. All right, make sure sucking those abs up. Pause real quick on the sit up. So sit back. Don't slouch, putting weight back here on your tailbone. Roll your hips forward and put all the weight on the hip bones where they connect to the hamstrings here, okay? So roll those hips forward. Notice how straight his back is, how tall his chest is. That's important, okay? We can't twist with a rounded back. That's asking for injury. All right, so circuit 4. We're done with the 5-minute conditioner. Circuit 4 is the same as circuit 2. Another 90% top set of overhead press and another max reps alternating hammer curl, okay? All right, circuit 5. This is a different conditioner, okay? This is tricep kickbacks, 2-way zombie curls, ab fish. So on the tricep kickbacks, we're gonna hinge over, we're gonna kick those elbows towards the ceiling the best we can, and then we're gonna bend and straighten that elbow joint. Flexion and extension, okay? Now, if you really wanna make this burn hard, when you get to the extended position, take your wrist and cock your wrist so you're pointing with the thumb. You're gonna get extra tricep activation with that, okay? So you have as many of those as you can. When you can't do any more, you're gonna go into 2-way zombie curls. So palms down, curl up, and then out wide, boom, and then reverse, okay? So Jamie, so as you watch Ronnie do this, palms down on the narrow position, palms up on the wide position, okay? Jamie is not going to do the 2-way like Ronnie is. Jamie's gonna burn out the Zotman curl, which is palms down, nice and narrow, and then she's gonna switch to a wide grip, palms up curl, and burn out that, okay? So she'll do that as 2 different. Now, you have max reps on those, then we're on the floor doing some ab fish. So Ronnie here, he's gonna lay on his back. There's 3 ways to do your legs. You can have bent leg, which helps you keep your low back on the ground, straight leg, and then you can lift your feet. Now the issue with lifting your feet, a lot of times you're just kind of flailing around and you're not feeling it. Yes, it is harder to lift your legs, but it doesn't mean you're gonna feel the obliques and the abs more. So you wanna make sure, whatever version you do, we are going to reach all the way down towards the feet as we're holding that crunch. Okay, so he is reaching as far as he can. Pulling those rib cages in, that rib cage in, pushing that low back. Yeah, multiple rib cages. The secret's out. So abs in tight, rib cage pull down tight, low back to the floor. Use those obliques to reach for the feet, side to side. Okay, shoulder blades are the only thing off the ground here, just the shoulder blades. We're not holding a sit up. Okay, you got 20 of those. That's 10 per side. 5-minute AMRAP. Max kickbacks, max 2-way Zotman curls, 20 ab fish, and repeat. All right, circuit 6.
My abs hurt.
Same as circuit 2. So this is our 3rd and final top set. You have 90% on your overhead press variation, and then you will burn out the alternating hammer curls. Okay, let's go over our finishers now. We have alternating banded skull crushers. Okay, so Jamie's gonna hook this up high, so it's not hitting her in the head. She's gonna choke up on the band so she has slack in between, and then she is going to, got a stagger stance, lean into it, alternating arms. That's like milking a giant cow. Okay, that's it. Okay, so you have 50 of these, 50 alternating banded skull crushers. Okay, whether that's 50 per arm or 50 total, kind of depends on you, but pick one that you can do in a reasonable amount of time. Now we got plank climbers. So he's gonna start in a hand plank position. Notice his shoulder blades are protracted, that means pulled apart. Abs are pulled in, good, glutes are tight. He's going to go down to his, plank, I'm thinking up downs. Plank climbers on the elbows. Wrong exercise. All right, on the elbows and forearms, pressing on the ground, and then he is doing a nice oblique crunch, trying to bring his knee towards his armpit. Okay, that is it. The farther you can get that knee up, the wider, open that hip up more, the better. Okay, so you have 10 per side there after your 50 skull crushers, and we're gonna alternate every 6 minutes. Or alternate for 6 minutes.
Every 6 minutes.
Every 6 minutes. All right, y'all. First circuit, first finisher done. I'm like losing my mind right now. All right, round or circuit 8. Chin-ups with walking med ball slams or squat curl press variation. Okay, so chin-ups here. Grab a broomstick or a PVC pipe. So I'm gonna show you seated chin-ups. This can be done on a full chin-up bar as well, but chin-ups for palms towards you. Okay, he's got his hands at about shoulder width apart, slightly narrower is typically more comfortable for most people's wrists. So he is going to extend it down till his elbows are at lockout, Good. Then he's going to pull his armpits down and then pull the bar to his chest while puffing his chest up to the bar. Now, when you're thinking about this movement, if you're only thinking about pulling the hands to the shoulder, you're only going to feel bicep. If you're only thinking about pulling the elbow to the hip, you're pretty much only going to feel lat. If you're thinking about doing both, you're going to feel both. Okay, so the movement you're thinking about has a lot to do with what muscle you're using. Jamie over here, we got the band set up with a pipe. You can use a broomstick, and we're going to do the same thing. She's going to hinge over, so she's in line with that angled band. And then she is going to pull the bar to her chest. Pull the hands to the shoulders, pull the elbows to the hips, flexing the biceps, flexing the lats. Okay? So on this one you have 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. If you are doing those, just keep it 10 every time. 10 every time. All right? Your second movement, you either have walking med ball slams or one of 2 squat curl presses. So Ryan's going to show walking med ball slam. So you're going to pick that ball up overhead. You're going to squat quickly, and at the bottom of your squat, slam it. After you've caught the ball, pick it up overhead and step with each foot. Slam it, catch it, step. Slam, catch, step. Okay, slam, catch, step, slam, catch, step. That's got to be the order. You got to slam it, then you catch it. Once you caught it, you step. Okay. Now, if you're going to do a dumbbell version, you're going to go a curl press. So she can hold it sideways, or she needs 2 dumbbells. But she's going to squat down, touch it to the ground, curl and press. So this is a nice, fluid, explosive movement. Squeezing the abs, squeezing the glutes. If she wants heavier weight, she grabs 2. Okay. So we're there. All right. The other option. We are going to do a different type of squat curl press. It's more like a Cossack squat with a rotational curl press. So you're going to watch Ronnie step into it, curl it to the opposite shoulder, and press it out. Okay? That's it right there. All right? So driving off that back leg, rotating with the core, curling with the bicep, punching it out with the shoulders. Okay? So there's a lot of ways to do that. You can work a little lunge into that, kind of get low and explode up. But the idea is the same. Drive with the hips, curl press with those arms and shoulders. Okay? You got 10 of the slams or the curl presses. 6 minutes. You got chin-ups, you got curl presses or slams, 6-minute AMRAP, workout's done. All right, y'all, read through it, warm up, message Katie, see how she's feeling, let's get it.